Hey there, I'm Cynthia, the Serenity Warrior Mama and founder of What You Seek Is Within. Today, we're going to talk about leading by example. I am a firm believer that every parent should lead by example. Because did you know that your child's brain is literally hardwired to learn from the behavior that we model for them? That's why. So the old saying that goes, do as I say, not as I do, was uttered many a time in my household, but mostly in jest. That way of teaching just doesn't work, especially not with a spirited child. Your child's brain is like a sponge, just soaking up what it sees every minute of every day. If you don't believe me, start saying the word shit in front of your child every day and see how long it takes them to repeat it back to you. Not very long, I bet. They might not say it in front of you, but they'll likely use it when they stub their toe or when they're talking to their friends out of earshot. So here are a few things that I've done to lead by example for my children. So I eat a whole food diet and I explain why it's good for me. We only have whole foods in the house. We don't bring packaged foods into the house. If we're going to eat something out of the ordinary, we will go outside to eat it. So they can eat whatever I eat. I'm not sitting there eating ice cream saying, you can't have any. Meditating in common spaces where my boys could see me. So I often meditate in the living room so that my boys see, hey, what's mom doing? And they ask questions about it and I explain to them what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and they get interested in it. Writing in my journal daily. I sometimes talk to my boys about what I write in my journal. I have a gratitude journal that I write in every day. So sometimes I will tell them what's in there. And they see me doing that and they think, that's a good idea. And so my boys both have journals and they like to write in them. Also, explaining when I'm not in a very good mood. This is a big one because our children need to know that we're human too and that we have bad days. And that when we are handling that, it might not look like much from the outside. When we're not handling that, it's going to look like a big old explosion, right? So they're familiar with the explosion because they've seen it and they've done it. But what we need to model for them is how to not have that explosion and how to self-regulate and choose another path, right? So when I'm not in a very good mood, sometimes I'll say, hey boys, I'm really not in a very good mood right now and I'm working on choosing to be happy. But right now, all that talking and the playing and the yelling and the noise or the bickering, I just can't deal with that right now. So can you take it somewhere else? That's a really great way to model that I know what's going on with me and I know what I need in order to get through this particular moment. And if you could please do this for me, that would help. And so these are all great ways to model behavior for our kids. My favorite example is the biggest, and it's the story of how I became a black belt in Kempo karate. So I started taking karate lessons to get my boys interested because I really wanted them to learn self-defense. My oldest son started shortly after I did, and he took karate for about 3 years before he decided that he just didn't love it like I did. My youngest son never really liked the physicality of it, so he only had a lesson or two. But by the time my oldest son stopped taking karate, I was already a brown belt. I had gone way too far to turn back now. So I just kept putting one foot in front of the other until one day I was a black belt, just weeks before my 40th birthday. So yeah, that was a big one. How can you apply this? So I highly encourage you to think about some ways that you would like your child to behave and then do your best to model that behavior. So it might be something creative like painting or an active daily exercise or a quiet activity like reading. And just make sure they see you do it and talk to them about why you're doing those things, how they make you feel, why they're good for you. This will also have the added benefit of making more time for yourself to do the things that you actually love. And the best part is the joy in your smile and the happy energy you bring to those activities will make your child take notice. And they'll think, mom does that. I should do that too. And they will try to emulate you. So there you have it, leading by example. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll get to them just as soon as I can. Talk to you later.